Buddies Taylor Bigby and Donovan Hunter following tonight's win over Florida Atlantic. Questions for these two?
Well, Coach Campbell said it a couple weeks ago, at some point you go from the hunters to the hunted. I think you guys have squarely put yourselves in that position. How are you feeling after, obviously another big win tonight and making a statement win against Notre Dame last week?
I think for us, we talked about it before the game. It's great to be hunted, but if we keep having the mindset to just be the hunters, like one game at a time, focus on what we have in front of us, and never really pay attention to rankings or what number we have. If we just stay the course, then we'll keep doing what we need to do naturally. So I think that's coming into fruition for us.
Yeah, just bouncing off of that, we're super excited, but again, we know we have work to do and we have big games ahead, so just staying locked in on that.
What goes into that? Staying locked in, because it can be really easy to get caught up in all the coaching.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, the coaches do a good job with keeping us focused in practice. We have a very old and veteran team, so I think it comes into also all of us have been there. We know what it takes. It's a long season, so to not get caught up in, be excited, of course, for big wins and stuff, but celebrate for maybe 10 minutes and then it's on to the next. So I think just focusing on each day, being present, helps a lot with not getting too distracted.
Taylor, you've kind of been a jack of all trades so far this season, just a real utility night for this team, but your shooting has come alive here over the last few games. What goes into just maintaining the confidence and then wanting the ball in your hands in those big moments?
I would say just staying in the gym, working on my game, but also being around my teammates who we all make great passes to one another to where we're shooting great shots. So I think that goes into it as well.
And Donovan, you talked about knowing what it takes, right? You were on a team that made a deep run into the tournament. What makes this team kind of similar to that, where you guys can do the same? I know it's a little ways away, but...
Right. I think the selflessness of this team is really what helps us achieve what we are achieving. It takes more than just one or... Obviously, we have great players. Sedona, Haley, they're doing great within the pick and roll. They're a great duo. But having all five of the people that are on the floor being unselfish, which everyone's doing a great job with, I think that helps just continue to stay the course and could help us get far into the season. Everyone on our team is pretty much unselfish, focused on, we have, I don't know what the stat is, but with assist to turnover ratios and assists together as a team speaks for itself, so I think that's just what helps us.
I have a question, I cannot think of it. Totally lost it. Oh my gosh.
Pretty big game coming up this Sunday. You guys have answered every challenge so far this year. What's it going to take to answer the challenge against South Carolina?
I would say, again, just staying locked in, keeping the same preparation that we've been keeping and just focusing on us.
I think I remember my question now. One of the most, you guys have had these impressive statement wins, but to me the most impressive and the hardest thing to do is to come back after those big wins and then dominate your next opponent. You took a good USF team and whipped them by 40 the day after beating Notre Dame. You come out today and you start 12-0, I think, right, over FAU. How do you maintain that intensity even after those big emotional highs?
Right. I would say the maturity of the team. It takes maturity to realize whether a team's ranked, highly ranked or unranked. At the end of the day, it's still a basketball team. And all it takes is whoever wants it more to win the game. So I think if we talk about it a lot as a team, just keeping it a standard for us, no matter who we play. And I think that shows in the games, whether that's a high-ranked team or an unranked team.
Yeah, I would say our coaches do a really good job of pushing us and making sure they're we don't get complacent no matter if we beat number 3 team, just making sure that we're staying locked in because the next game is the game that matters most. So he always tells us we won that game, but if you go out and lose this game, it means nothing. So I think that's something that we always harp on.
Mm-hmm. Anything else for these two? All right. Thank you, guys.